How's it going, and welcome back to James Chats. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a modding project in which I take this Game Boy Advance and put a backlit screen in it. You see, until the Game Boy Advance SP came out, none of the consoles had lights built into them. Except for the Game Boy Light, but that wasn't widely released. So you had to rely on some sort of external form of light, whether that was the sun, a lamp, or a worm light. Otherwise, you weren't going to see your game. And while I love a good worm light setup, it's not ideal. It's suboptimal. And sure, the Game Boy Advance SP is a great little system with a light already built into it, but the form factor is also less than ideal. So how do you combine the perfect form factor of the original GBA with the SP's ability to play in the dark? Well, modders have been doing it for years. It's nothing new. All right, and there have been a lot of incredible options, and it's always interested me. But most of those options have always been very complicated. They either require a lot of soldering or a lot of case modification. First, I'm not very proficient with soldering. I don't have that much practice. I basically just do it to replace the save batteries in my Pokemon games. And in terms of case modification, I'm a fan of keeping things as original as possible, so I don't like the idea of causing irreversible modification to an original piece of gaming hardware. Now, don't get me wrong, a lot of these kits that you can use to replace the screens on, they have optional replacement shells that you can use instead of the original, which is a perfectly valid route to go. But I found that with replacement shells, they don't quite feel original. So basically, I'm picky, all right? I'm super picky when it comes to my gaming experience. So nothing has really entered the market that checks all the boxes for me until now. And here it is. Huge shout out to Retro Game Repair Shop for sending this out to me and making this video possible. I appreciate you. This right here is a no cut, no solder, drop-in backlit replacement screen for the GBA. In theory, I will be able to put this screen into the original GBA without cutting or soldering anything. There's an optional step in which you solder a tiny little wire to bridge something to make the screen brighter, but we're gonna see if we can do it without that. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this thing up. It comes in this nice little hard plastic case. Open it up, and first off, they sent a pin. Thank you so much. This is, I love pins, and Squirtle is my starter of choice, so you nailed it. Got a little card there, a sticker, and then we've got the goods. We've got the screen and a little PCB here. There are a couple of different motherboards for the GBA. Some of them have fewer pins than others, and thankfully this comes with ribbon cables for each of them. There's that. We're gonna go ahead and set this to the side for now and open up our Game Boy Advance. Now, Nintendo uses a lot of specialty screws, so you gotta get specialty screwdrivers and bits and everything for them. So I got this kit off of Amazon for $11, and it has everything you would ever need for Nintendo consoles. I recommend it. I'll be leaving an affiliate link in the description down below. So we're gonna start with this little tri-wing screwdriver. We've got our GBA. Let's start taking it apart. Pop those up. Shoop. Just like that. Okay, now we gotta get the original screen out of here and just gonna twist until it sort of comes undone. There we go. Cool. Now this I can set aside and save it. I'm gonna take out this original adhesive thing. It does come with this double-sided sort of foam that you put in, and it adheres the screen, but this is going to be somewhat permanent, so I'm actually just going to, I'm gonna try to just do a pressure fit. So I'm just gonna set that in there for now. We're gonna be doing a bit of a test fit here, so we're gonna put the screen in, and you can see there's a little bit of a gap there, and then obviously a gap on the bottom. They do send these little clear pieces of acrylic, which should fit decently in that little section there. I'm also going to take a Q-tip and cut off the ends and see how well it fits in there. Okay. You know what, that fits pretty good. This is gonna go like so. This is gonna go in there, and then we're gonna push that down. And we're gonna, oh God. Okay, well hopefully that doesn't ruin it. This is proving a little difficult. Okay, so Takes a little bit of extra force, but I am able to get it in this way with the tab to the right side. Then we're gonna fold this down. There we go. Get this cable in place. Okay, I think those are good to go. Now this little thing right here is actually a touch sensor that allows you to control the brightness by touching the shell of the system. I fold it over and place it in this little section here, although I do know that it needs to be cut. So we're gonna cut this side, not the other side. Okay, hopefully that's enough. With the motherboard in, I'm going to try to install this ribbon cable here. Okay. All right. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. Hope I did it right. Oh my God. Oh, it works. Can we... Whoa. Oh my God, that was so easy. Okay, so the screen needs to come down a little bit. Uh-oh. I was warned about this. I was warned that this might happen. It definitely works. I'm not gonna do the wire solder. It's more than bright enough for me. Like, this is the system that I will be, like, in my bed playing, you know? I wonder if it acts that way because it's contacting that ribbon cable. All right, so as far as the screen is concerned, we're gonna want it to be like this, pushing it down and to the right with the spacers. We are taking off the protective film, and then we're going to put a Q-tip over there, and I think we can fit a Q-tip up here. Not quite. Not quite. Brightness controller was giving us some issues, and I'm going to, once again, I'm gonna try wedging something in there. Okay, I found this piece of laminate that I have. I'm going to cut this into a smaller piece and wedge it between that touch sensor and that ribbon. We're trying to get this. Okay, that might work. So good. Okay, so there's adjusting the brightness. This is amazing. So I think putting that little piece of folded plastic in there gave the right amount of tension there. This is actually, like, honestly a pretty good, this is a pretty good brightness. I mean, this is the front lit GBA SP. That's pretty bright. This one on its lowest brightness is basically equivalent. And this is without soldering the little Q2 thing that makes the screen even brighter. I mean, this is more than acceptable for me. Okay, I'm gonna play around with this. I'm gonna stop the recording now. I'm gonna play around with it. I'm gonna test it, make sure it works over a fairly extended period of time, and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've been playing with this thing for a few days now, and I've got some final thoughts. I'm very happy with this. It was super easy, it didn't cause any irreversible damage to the system, and it works great. There are a couple things to address though. First off, the screen is definitely on the cooler end of the spectrum, which I found to be a bit harsh. Now, the vast majority of people would not be bothered by it, but I'm a bit more sensitive to blue light, so I decided to do something about it. And this is what I did. I went ahead and picked up a new glass lens to replace the original plastic lens, which was already getting kind of scratched up anyways. This can of course be purchased from Retro Game Repair Shop, but since I did this at the last second, I ordered mine off of Amazon, which I will leave a link to in the video description. I also picked up an anti-blue light screen protector for a smartphone for about $8. Using the original lens as a template, I cut out the appropriate shape and applied it to the new lens. And it worked perfectly. It was a bit finicky to get placed right, but it really cuts down on the blue light, and I think it actually kind of corrects the color a bit. I'd also like to note that while I had the system open, I decided to use Kapton tape to further secure and protect the PCB and ribbon cables. It's not permanent, and I feel a little bit better about it. In terms of screen brightness, I'm pretty happy with it as is. For a comparison, it's pretty equivalent to my iPhone screen set to about 45%. So if you want to get a bit of an idea, set your phone screen to about 45% brightness, and you should know if it'll be bright enough for you without any soldering. I might end up doing it, but I really haven't had a need for it yet. I don't plan on playing this outside on a sunny day, although I did test it and it was still playable. I did this so I could play on the couch or in bed where a light would otherwise be needed. In terms of battery life, I've been playing episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants for well over 6 hours now, and it's still ticking. I don't know yet what the cap is, but 6 hours is more than enough for me, especially since I use rechargeable Eneloop batteries. By the way, if you're not using some good rechargeable batteries at this point, what are you doing with your life? Huh? What do you, fix your life, all right? All in all, I'm super happy I did this, and I've been thoroughly enjoying the system since I modded it. Okay, we're gonna be wrapping this up. Of course, everything will be linked in the video description below. Massive thank you again to Retro Game Repair Shop for sending the screen out to me. They aren't paying me to make this, but the screen was gifted to me for the purpose of making this video, and I appreciate that. If you wanna learn how I stream Game Boy games on Twitch, I made a video about that recently, which you can find in the video's info cards or the description. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next video.